Hey guys, welcome to another video. I know I have a lot of explaining to do just because I haven't really uploaded a video in a while, but of course I have all the excuses in the world. This is the author journey, and of course in that journey there's going to be, some type of breaks, there's going to be some obstacles.
What would you say is the biggest obstacle you've had to go through growing up?
Girl, what is an obstacle?
But go right through those obstacles. So just a quick update, still working on the second book. I think that I'm headed towards chapter 3. So again, this is going to be slow cooked, like I said before, like you're making some brown stew chicken or some some oxtail. I don't know. Really taking my time with this book. So I still think it'll come out this year, maybe next year, but none of that matters. What's important is that I really take my time. And I talked about all the issues with the first book, but I know what to do this time. I know where to distribute it, where to publish it, and even spelling, things like that. Even have someone look through, a reputable person that can look through and make those edits that I need. So if you guys know anyone, let me know. I'm also looking for someone to do some book covers as well, but that's a whole process in itself. And then of course it's been a year since the first book has dropped, so give a round of applause for that. I'll leave the link down below, link there, or maybe a photo here, photo there, photo down here, photo there, just so you guys see it. And again, support your boy. If you guys want to learn about, or not even learn, just read something that's mind-boggling, talking about where we came from, and origin of life, origin of the universe, all that cool stuff, go ahead and read that book. But I want to go into some life updates. Again, this is author journey / Diondremompoint journey, whatever you want to call it. I am trying to go back to school, so I just applied to Arizona State University. They have like this online program, which would be perfect for me since I'm a working professional. Father, working professional. Father, working professional. Girlfriend, working professional. I have a child, have a girlfriend, have a household that I have to uphold, and just a whole bunch of busy stuff. I'm an author. I like to write. I need a friendly thing going on. I have a lot of stuff going on, so it's something perfect for me where I can go online and try to get my master's degree, because you constantly hear people saying you don't need your degree, things like that. Well, hell, I do, because I'm trying to be a professor. So with being a professor, you are required to have a master's degree. So of course they're probably not going to hire someone with a bachelor's, even though I know the topics in biology all the way through. There is the credibility of having the master's. So I think that'll really boost my credibility, as well as help me land a job as a professor. And the harsh reality I know is it won't be like a tenured professor. So there's there's several types of professors. You have the tenure track professor, the old guy that's been there for a long time, has research, gets all the school benefits. Then you have an adjunct professor. Of course, there's others in between this, like associate, assistant, but typically, you have tenured professor or an adjunct professor, and I'm going towards being an adjunct professor. So some people would say it's a side gig economy, and I have no issue with that. I'd love to ramble on about topics in biology, so hell, why not get paid to do it, and come up with a lesson plan and try to guide students into their career, and really be a helping hand. I would not mind that. So I have to go back to school to get my master's, and hopefully I could land something like that. So that's really what's been on my mind. I'm still writing the blog posts. There's a few posts that I put through there, but really my concentration now is trying to get my master's so I can be a professor. Maybe do, I think realistically it's like 2 to 3 classes, maybe 1 if you get lucky, and they pay you few $1,000s a year or a couple $1,000s, not a year, per semester. And again, it's not much, you can't live off of it, but I really take this as doing something on the side that I really love. You know, if it's an evening class or, you know, something like that online, you know, teaching biology, like a general biology course, that would be the dream. A general biology course to students who need an elective, or you know, just like an introductory course. I would love that. That would be my dream. So that's really what I've been up to. Applying for grad school, still working on the second book, and I really have to try to get myself promoting the first book more, just because I kind of fell off. I made all the appropriate edits, so I feel sorry for the first 30 people that bought the book, because there's a lot of errors in there, and that's why there's another edition of the book where all those errors are fixed. You know, and it's little stuff. Again, I said this before, I think, but someone said the readability, it didn't disturb the readability, but I'm just a perfectionist, and it's something that I put out there. So if it's my work, I'm going to really take that serious. So I really have to try to, you know, push this book. It's only been a year. Really try to push it to people that are interested, find a community that respectfully likes talking about this stuff, because it can get very, very toxic. And, you know, people say mean stuff all the time, because again, it's topic of where we came from. So of course you're going to have religion and science and things like that, but really just looking for that community that would be interested in this topic. So that's what I've really been up to. I can't think of what else there is. It's only been 6 minutes, but that's really it. Just really navigating my way through life as well. Just trying to see, you know, what lies ahead. But I shout out to my girlfriend. She actually told me this. It's kind of, I forgot the quote. She's gonna kill me for this, but it's something along the lines of, I think we're so focused on the future when we're not focused on what is being done today or in the present. So I need to be more of a person in the present, and hoping that what I do in the present will, you know, help me succeed in the future. I think there's something out there. You see this vision, you want to be a professor, you want to do this, and I think it kind of discourages you. So I feel like the best advice for you guys, and myself included, is to really live in the moment. Not saying YOLO, not saying do stupid stuff, but living more in the moment, and of course you want to look into the future, but not too much to the point where it you know, it discourages you. And I think that's what happens a lot of the time. You don't get to where you want to be at this certain age, or, you know, you expected this to happen, expected that to happen at this certain time. And that's why it's just best to sometimes just really live in the moment and see what you can do. And that's what I'm currently doing now. I'm just making the best out of what I have today, or again, in the present, to really reap the benefits later. Other than that, I can say it's been very, very tough to stay motivated as well. Especially when you're putting stuff out into the void. It's kind of like, well, you know, you're putting out this content, you're putting out, you know, these ideas, and it just goes into a black hole or something. And maybe people do see it, but maybe people do see it, but I just don't get the engagement yet. And again, I'm not saying I'm seeking attention or anything like that, but, you know, you do put in this hard work. You know, I've built somewhat of a name brand for myself. I always have this joke. I tell people, just Google me, and, you know, I pop up. They're like, wow, you know, you pop up on Google, wow, everything. It's like, I just want more, you know what I mean? I want to be that, you know, sell 1,000 copies, you know, be on a TED Talk, things like that. And I think that's where we kind of go into the imposter syndrome. With imposter syndrome, it's like, and I'll put the definition somewhere up here. Imposter syndrome is the condition of feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally, despite being high performing in external objective ways. The condition often results in people feeling like a fraud or a phony and doubting their abilities. I don't know if I have the syndrome, but maybe I feel like sometimes I'm not an imposter. It sounds a little harsh calling yourself an imposter, but it's like, damn, I don't have my master's. You know, does that not make me credible? You know, damn, I don't have all these book sales like everyone else. The first book had a whole bunch of like grammatical errors and, you know, some silly mistakes, you know, starting out as an amateur. But of course the big guys, they have all the resources and everything. But when I compare myself to those guys, it's like, damn, I'm not shit, you know what I mean? But that mindset is what really keeps people back. And again, I have to take my own advice. You know, I think you have to kind of pat yourself on the back. And this kind of goes into what my girlfriend said again, living in the present, you know, taking a step back and seeing all that you have and really being appreciative for it. Not everyone has a book, DeAndre. Not everyone has a book out. Not everyone is going for their master's, DeAndre. Not everyone has a blog, you get me? And this is not me boasting, it's just, you know, sometimes I have to self-reflect and say, hey, you know what? You did that. Like, you did a good job with that, or wow, you're doing something different. Because again, people do say, wow, you know, you have your own book, things like that, like, and it's like, yeah, I do, but internally I feel like I want more, right? So then that makes me feel like I'm not enough, or I haven't done enough. And again, I think that's where I just kind of need to just take a deep breath and just, or even just close my eyes and think about everything that I've done. So that's really what's been going on with me. Again, after this video, I think that, you know, I'm really going to push the book more, having less self-doubt, and really just living in the moment, trying to get this book out. That's one of my major goals for this year and into next year, is this next book, because it'll be different. It will be a story, a very interesting story, not like some sci-fi, I won't say boring, but boring science, I guess, to some people. It'll be very interesting, and it'll be entertaining, something that I actually want to give you guys. I felt like the first book was more for me, which, you know, a lot of people don't do that because it's very hard to find a niche. What do they say? Always write something that everyone would love. No, I wrote what I like to talk about, but this one will be something that I'd like to talk about, and I think a majority of people will like as well. So I'm done rambling. I talked about imposter syndrome, how I felt, my updates, where I've been. So I'll just cut it right here. If you have any comments, questions, anything, just leave it down below. Link up with me, check out my website, check out all that good stuff, and have a conversation with me. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.